Hi there, I am Rajat, and this is my third YouTube video. And today I'll talk about a really consequential thing that is happening around us. The AI content is surging really high on the internet, which is pushing a lot of slop and bad content on our social media feed. And as a result of that, and a result of a lot of other factors, the social media usage globally has been going down. There's a very small downward shift which happened in last 2 years, 2024, 2025, and and we'll also talk about what kind of people are these who are now switching off the social media, um, what are the possible reasons, and then how AI AI generated content is a big culprit here. So I'll start with number one. Social media usage is going down. So here's a chart which shows a consistent rise in terms of number of users from 2012 till 2023, and since then 2024 2025 we are seeing a steady decline. And let's dive deep into what is happening here. So, talking about the decline in active users on social media in last 2 years, here's a study published on the Irish Time, which talks about, has social media finally peaked? Like, have we seen the peak of social media in 2023, and now from now on it will keep on declining as a few of the factors keep on contributing. So, number one is the rise of AI. When you open your social media feed, I don't know the statistics right now, but out of 5 piece of content, you would see 1 piece of content which is AI generated. And I'll also go deep into that AI is fundamentally changing the way we consume content and the way we create content. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a completely edited out image or a video using AI, but there are a lot of minute things that are happening, and eventually it will lead to even more slop on the internet. So here's the kind of uh, early trend that we are seeing in terms of declining social media usage. And who are these people who are not using social media? Let's talk about that. This decline in social media usage is most prominent in teens and 20 somethings in the US. There's a 10% decline in terms of average time spent per day on social media from 2022 to 2024. And is this study got published this year. I'm sure as we move forward, we will either see a newer format of content creation, content consumption, or we'll continue seeing a decline and more sparsely centered communities across different places on the internet. And while doing a research on this topic, I came across this very interesting thread. 7 hours ago, social media usage has been going down, and Reddit is that fringe part of the internet where you can see early things happening. So how culture moves and works on the internet is that something starts on the fringes, on the sides of the internet that no one cares about, but there's a small community which is really obsessed with it, and then over time everyone is doing that. It is same with content creation. Like, it started when some people started recording themselves and putting it out on the internet, which was seen as a new behavior, and it was seen as a fringe element that very few people will do it. Cut to 2025, everyone is doing it. I am doing it. I really want to do it. So this is how cultures evolve on the internet. I'll quickly go into this thread and see a few very interesting posts. There's a post on Facebook which says that the content on Facebook is all racist, political, nobody wants to consume it. There are a lot of people on the internet who feel like Twitter has gone completely political, very polarized content, and you can't really find meaningful connections on the internet anymore. Facebook, early on in 2004 till 2012, that was an era where people went onto Facebook to look up their school friends, college friends, and then engage authentically with them, and that has completely gone out. And let me quickly get into those posts here. Cultures evolve and change in a long time horizon, so we should really value someone who has used Facebook in 2002. And if you read this, I started Facebook in 2002. In that year, I was 5 years old, and it was really nice to reconnect with old high school friends I had lost contact with. it was great for arranging out things and things like that. But of course, now it's just AI slop and political arguing. I know that, but I have this network of friends who won't use anything else. The kids have only ever known Facebook as AI slop. So the new generation sees Facebook as AI slop according to his perspective. Now imagine what is happening right now. You and I, maybe people in their close to 30s, 25, in that age range, 35, have seen a shift of going from Facebook to Instagram, Snapchat, and now you will see that there is a newer generation which is not willing to spend time on Instagram, not at all on Facebook, and in certain part of the world, that generation went on to Snapchat and TikTok. And if you open TikTok today, you would there's huge amount of like maybe 20-30% of videos would be AI slop coming up, and it's not just like entire content piece has to be AI generated. There are a lot of nitty-gritties there, and I'll also get into that in a few minutes. Uh, Here is an interesting comment. As an Indian, have stopped using Insta or X, full of rage-baiting, racist content. I'm actually back to reading books and meeting friends offline. Lol. And you would see this trend in India happening a lot in all the major cities. There are run clubs, book clubs. People are feeling lonely, and they want to go out, spend time in the real world, meet people, build connections, and this trend will only keep on increasing, and we'll also get into the reasons why it will happen. And someone said, so much Indian hate, I feel sorry for you, which is true. And so this is a great thread. I'll put a link to this thread in my YouTube video description. Let me move you into another article, another discussion between someone who has used social media and what is their experience now. Here is a discussion between a writer and a BBC correspondent, and they are talking about why did our friends stop posting on social media, and the reasons are very relatable. It doesn't matter if you live in US or you live in India or any other part of the world. You would see that when you look at social media, Cathy says, they are full of ads and pictures of lovely houses that I'll never buy in places I'll probably never visit. But I'm literally trying to think of the last time I actually saw a post from a friend. So what happens? The behavior is completely different. You open your phone, you go in that Reels, TikTok, video feed, or on Twitter there is a for you, there is a following. So you're browsing for you. On YouTube, YouTube is actually pretty good right now, that they know your taste. But just do one thing: log out of YouTube and then open YouTube from any other, like on incognito mode, and you would see what kind of content surfaces on the homepage of it. So what does it mean for the future of platforms? If our reason of going there now is totally different, we are just consuming content, we are just consuming this amazing lifestyle everyone is portraying, and a lot of people don't relate with that. And the answer is social media has become less social. It is way less about connecting with your friends, and it's just more about projecting a life that you want others to see. That statement might take you in other direction, but I'll also show you a few more reasons why social media doesn't feel social anymore. So moving on to the second point in this video, and I have like just 5 pointers, so bear with me. AI content is surging on the internet. This is this tweet I came across on Perplexity's Twitter account. Like fun way to discover it, because that Twitter account is completely AI content, but share of articles that were written by humans versus AI content. And you can see that since 2022, the share of articles by AI has really increased and has now surpassed human content. And there are a lot more things happening here. Let's see what it is. So here's an article by CNET on CNET, which says AI is taking over our social media feed, but maybe not how you expect. Now, this article completely talks about people who are using AI to rewrite their captions. All of us are trying to figure out best way to use PR. These are someone who works in PR events and education manager at Metricool. Okay, there are people who are like, I always use AI to proof check my content, And then there are people who are saying that since they are managing multiple content, AI becomes like that extra pair of hand that works for them. So this is there are two or three kind of content which are coming out. Number one, a lot of pages have automated content generation, which are creating a lot of AI slop on the internet. Then there are authentic pages, who are pages for people, organizations who are taking help of creating complete AI content and posting it out. And then there are individuals like you and me, or just who is casually posting on the internet, but then they are taking help of AI to write scripts, write captions, write descriptions, and that is how slowly AI is taking over the internet. Now, if you look at this, so on a larger front, what is happening is that AI learns from content. AI learns from the data on the internet, and as of 2025, towards the end of it, it's safe to say that we have consumed all the content that we have ever had generated to train all these AI models. And from now on, AI is being trained on AI gen content, which means it's like creating a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. And eventually what happens is the outputs of AI gets worse and worse, and the slop increases over time. So that is the number second point, that AI content is surging a lot on the internet, which is also a factor that people do not feel social media is social as much as it used to be, or any kind of content on the internet is as much authentic as it used to be, and the usage is declining on the fringes of the culture, and this might percolate and become a big thing in the future. Moving out of social media, if you see a few other platforms, uh, Quora used to be, I remember it used to be huge when 2020, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, all those years. Uh, it was a place for people to build a cult following. It was a place for people to share their knowledge, their journey. And this is a older study published on AI World Today. And this study, so just look at the data that this study is quoting in this report. Um, the AI attribution rate, the percentage of AI content being posted on Medium, Quora, Reddit has increased. And there are so many automation tools coming up which are saying that will help you write articles, will help you respond to um, posts, queries in form of comments, and that is further contributing to AI content, AI slop on the internet. Now, what is the future of social media in that case? I have a few assumptions. Number one, authentic human wacky content for the win. If you are creating something fresh, authentic, you are being true to yourself. Basically, AI can't predict your next move. That's great, you can go for the win. Content format won't matter. This is my assumption. That doesn't matter. People debate a lot. Should I do long form? Should I do short form? Should I do text? Should I do video? Should I do audio? It won't matter as long as it's authentic and people feel something out of it. And then number of creators are on the rise. They will continue rising, and eventually everyone might just become a creator. And these social media companies, as they see a decline in users using their platform, they might make it more and more easier for anyone to create content, to increase the number of creators. But these companies are going to fully embrace AI because it's a great thing for them that content is cheap and plenty, which keeps on bringing, as long as certain eyeballs are coming up, advertising is what they sell, and that engine will continue running. So it's like, imagine a social media where you don't need humans to create content, and every human who is using it is consuming, and everyone who is creating is also creating AI assisted content. So in that scenario, number of creators are increasing, but as long as you're authentic, you're human, and you're also wacky sometimes, you will go for the wins. That is what my assumption is as of now. And the format won't matter in the long run. Yeah. A few more quick pointers to talk about future of content. So content quality will increase, quantity will increase further, but slop content. So, and we have seen the graph of AI content generated on the internet is increasing, surpassing human content. High slop is poor consumption, which leads to newer folks who could have been on social media avoiding it, because when they start interacting with it, all they see is slop, hate, racism, and all kind of content that no one who starts consuming content would like to watch. And then thirdly, authentic content value is going to rise up. Right now we're in a phase where everyone who's creating content in volume is getting rewarded, but in the long run, anyone who has been authentic with in terms of content value, only they retain trust and only they retain their audience and their value in the audience. Point number 5 and the last one in the video: AI training on AI content is equals to more slop. So this is already happening as we speak. You would see a lot more AI content coming up on the internet, and here's the data that Perplexity has tweeted. AI content went from 5% in 2020 to 48% by May. Uh, Projections say 90% plus by next year. Let's see. Like, you can't really, like, you can really predict it in terms of mathematical modeling, but you really can't predict what kind of fringe cultures take over and it changes everything. The content might continuously increase, and at the same time the consumption of it from by real humans decreases. So this was my third video. I found all of these topics really interesting, that social media use is declining, AI content is surging on the internet, future of social media content, which is that if you're authentic, if you're human, you might go for the win. Future of content won't matter in terms of what form you are creating it in, as long as you are delivering value consistently for a long term. And then AI training on AI content is creating more and more slop. So if you are using AI to generate your content on a daily basis or frequently for any purpose, I would urge you to use AI responsibly, use it for research, but look at it as a next word predictor, which is bad at its job. Thank you. I'll be back with fourth video tomorrow.